with your, teammate basketball, and our Oatmeal recipe, we focus on nutrition, nutrition education, and skill development. Give us some tips on how nutrition plays a big deal on how you carry out your everyday regimen.
Yeah, I mean, I've been glad to kind of implement the Oatmeal recipe into my life. I feel like it's really kind of the recipe for the best version of yourself. So nutrition specifically, I mean, it's important to stay focused on it and to be conscious of it, because it can add to things like your energy level. If you're doing something great, if you've got a purpose in your life, you want to do it for a long time. You want to have some longevity to it. So nutrition just plays a part in that, and honestly, just your overall health is important. You can be a good influence to other people by by paying attention to your nutrition.
For sure. And being a former student athlete, you played at Georgia State.
Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern. Talk about how skill development, how important that was to not only be a student athlete, but how does your transferable skills carry on to corporate America?
Well, when I think about skill development, there's a term that comes to mind is like being able to constantly evolve, and skill development it'll kind of allow you to keep current on trends, to be aware of best practices in whatever industry that you're within. So being able to kind of craft your skills and to be really great at what you do, you got to pay attention to skill development. You got to have that mindset that you're willing to constantly improve. I think that's where skill development means the most to me personally.
And last thing, talk about the education part of it, because that's more important, how that go twofold with an athlete or just in life in general. You can't have one without the other. And we beat that horse down about how important education is, and that is true. So tell us a little bit what your education does for you, and again, how you use it and from a student athlete to corporate America.
Education in general, just having the ability to be educated, pursuing learning in general, it's going to contribute to you being more of a well-rounded individual. I can't have a good conversation in faith with you about all these, the good things that Team A basketball has going on if I'm not educated, in those processes and knowing all that I can about, what it takes for a young athlete to be successul. And education is a really, really broad term. There's a million ways to quote unquote educate yourself. You can read books, you can work on your faith, you can do all these things to really to improve your quote unquote education. But the main thing to stay focused on is like I said, constantly improving your mindset and just growing from within.
For sure.